Now, I'm going to cut this short because we haven't got much time, but I am going to do the essential things which certainly, where's he gone, are citizens in WTF. Thank you very much. I want to thank them while I'm speaking for being here, staying around to get this stuff recorded. Now, what I want to say about climate, I won't repeat the usual stuff I say, but to advertise this pamphlet, you can download this from weatheraction.com. Man-made climate change does not exist. The key thing to understand is that carbon dioxide levels follow changes in temperature. And 100,000 years, 20,000 years of detailed data from proxy measurements in ice cores show that. So the idea that CO2 is causing climate changes is nonsense. It's the other way around. The second thing to understand I want to get across is that the whole greenhouse effect itself is fake physics, which means you see the cow fart stuff causing dangerous global warming is nonsense. That is just a cover story for closing down farming. The reason why we can understand that it's fake physics is because it requires that extra radiation coming from high up because of the extra CO2 comes down here and then gets sent back up there, but more comes down than goes up or something, is a nonsense, because even if these things are true, then of course it's warmer down here than it is up there. So the increases are going to be more upwards than downwards, and it would be cooling. The other thing is that the temperature of any body in a radiation chamber is independent of the colour, which means that if you have a black body and a grey body and a yellow body and a red body in a radiation chamber, and of course we are in the radiation chamber, there's radiation all the time coming from the sun, they're going to be the same temperature. If they weren't going to be the same temperature, one would be hotter than the other, and then you'd have runaway. So black bodies would just go off infinitely hot. Well, they don't. It doesn't happen. So this idea is incorrect, and there isn't so-called backward radiation coming from up there extra than is coming from below. The point is any radiation from above is going to be met anyway by extra radiation, if there is any, from below. So the global warming greenhouse theory is wrong for all gases. The theory is fake physics. Right, now having that been said, we want to have a look at conspiracism. It should be quite short, what is going on. Because this is ultra-conspiracism of people who've got bigger egos than brains, basically. So they talk all this stuff when they don't understand anything. So I'm going to show you two pictures of infrared images of the sun. This one is, this one on the right. Well, my proposition is that all major storms and major earthquakes are coincident with or just preceded by big Earth-facing coronal holes, preferably in the polar regions. And the area of the storms or the earthquakes will be in that hemisphere of the Earth best connected to the sun, depending on the solar cycle. So the first one, since you remember it, is the one on the right. This is the Syria-Turkey earthquake on the, the 4th of February, 2023. Solar cycle 25, so it's an odd number, and the better connections are from the upper half of the sun to the upper half of the Earth. So there's a coronal hole there in the polar region, well connected. And that's when it happened. At that moment, basically, this great big earthquake. There are also associated storms, but that's the first thing. Next one to look at is the other one on the left, which was, where is it? It's left. There's a hole in the, it's an even cycle, so this connection is now from the south hemisphere of the sun to the north hemisphere of the Earth, and this happened on my birthday, March the 10th, 2011. And that's when we had that tsunami because of the size of the earthquake was so big. Again, exact coincidence of these big holes. So the idea these are turned on by man is just insane, because these holes are bigger than 20 times the size of the Earth, could even be 100 times the size of the Earth. And they're saying a shed somewhere over there turned on by NASA is causing an earthquake. This is mental. And I suspect that these so-called whistleblowers on this are probably fake people anyway, because, you know, lots of things can be faked. You hear a whistleblower, think, oh, believe it, it's a whistleblower. Look, wouldn't that be a good way to trick you? Make a fake whistleblower. This one, that is the biggest corona hole I've ever seen, this great thing here. Right at the top, and that was what happened when Hurricane, I'm not sure which one it is now, Milton, I think. Yes, that's Hurricane Milton, when it became super active, and that's when all the media suddenly said, or all the alternative media, this is all controlled by NASA, they're now going to destroy Florida. Well, what happened was, if I can find that music, can't find it. Oh, it's on the slide. It'll come on the slide. Then what happened was, it didn't happen. So it was big, but it didn't do the mass damage. So all I can say is, well, this either proves that NASA can do nothing, or it proves that NASA can do nothing. So, and what was going on at the same time with geomagnetic activity, again, bearing out everything we've been saying. That one is just a day or so after what we just saw. The corona hole is now moved away, not dead center anymore. Its effect subsided. And you can see that from these graphs. Now, this gets a bit technical here, but that red one is the Z component of the magnetic field. When that is negative, like it's showing there, those red bits going down right at the top of this, that means there's good connections between the Earth and the sun and the Earth. All of a sudden, those connections they're not negative anymore. Now look, that wasn't done by NASA. This was done by the sun and the sun-Earth interaction. The connectivity went down, so the storm subsided. And the solar wind speed, though, the yellow one, that doubled up to 400 kilometers a second or something. 800. Sorry, it doubled. It stayed doubled, but the connectivity wasn't so good. So there's still something going on. We won't go into the other graphs. We'll just show you the next one, which is dramatic as well. The flux of them goes up 10,000-fold, right? At that BZ point, when the Earth-facing corona hole is biggest, and then they go straight down again. And that is when the storm died down. There was a lot of tornadoes, but there was not this mass destruction. That's the point. It was done by the sun. Nothing to do with some freak mad person saying, look, they believe something was turned on, or they show some radar track or something. It's just nonsense. You can always find a radar track or something and claim it does something if you're an idiot. Okay. And here we have a nice little aurora. There were beautiful auroras when this was going on. And this bit is what the newspaper said. Phew, it didn't happen. It did not happen. Not like they said. There was a storm, of course there was a storm, but it died down in accordance with what was happening with Sun-Earth connections. Okay, well, I think that's probably all I need to say about climate, because we haven't got enough time. But beware of ultra-conspiracism. There will be lots of it around. Powers that be will give those people publicity and not scientific truth. We have to base everything we do on actual evidence. And those people that claim NASA's turned this on or off, they don't even give evidence that anything has been turned on or off anyway. They just say, could be, maybe. It's nonsense. Okay, so I'll end that, and you can, well, what can we say? We've got to build the issues around breaking the climate calm. Okay, thank you.